Hey guys. Hey guys, Coach Hunter here. Mackenzie helped me out today.
Hi.
Been very helpful. Today we're going to be talking about the three main, arguably four, attacks of the turtle position, okay? So, the first is the guillotine, which we kind of touched on yesterday. Okay, we're not going to get deep into the guillotine system, but we're going to at least touch on that, okay? We got more into it the other day. We're going to hit the darce and the anaconda. Okay, so those three are kind of the three main attacks of the turtle position. The fourth option is the back take. Okay, we kind of alluded to that yesterday. We're going to get some detail on it today. Okay, so we're going to kind of just skip over the guillotine. We'll touch on it, but we're not going to cover details. Watch yesterday's video if you want more detail on that. But we're going to talk about the darce and the anaconda, the basic versions of those. Okay, each one of these attacks has its own system, its own series of attacks, and there are people who specialize in each of those individually. Okay, I know people who are guillotine experts, or darce and anaconda people, like you could Tony Ferguson, you know, is a darce maniac. Okay, maniac generally. But Clay Davidson up in Vancouver, BC, is a guillotine specialist. Okay, and you know, I'd say like PJ Barch has a whole series, a whole system built around the anaconda. Okay, all three of these can be your main game. But it is important to understand the differences between those three attacks and how to flow between them. Okay, at least a little bit. And of course the back take. I think we'll get to the back take in the next video. So guys, let's get in turtle position. Yeah. So you notice that when Mackenzie is turtling, by the way, her knees are somewhat wide. She has a wide base, just like you would in like when you have guard or inside someone's guard. Okay. You'll notice that her posture is low. Okay, it's really important. If she's narrow-kneed, bring your knees together. And she's high in the hip. High in the hip. Lift your hips. Lift your hips up high. Yes. I can just shove her over, right? That's not gonna help you. Get back up. Okay, she's wide knees, low hips. Now she's based. Like I can't just move her. Go back this way a little bit for me. Okay, so this is what posture we want until we get into like a tall turtle. Okay, so if I'm here trying to attack her neck, okay, we talk about the guillotine. There are times though when I cannot get in to her neck very well. Okay, I can't get a full grip, chin strap grip. Either she stripped my hands, right? She's reaching and strips it off, or I just can't get in there. Her chin is tucked. And it's gonna be hard to force. Okay, you can, but it's hard. So we're gonna start with the darce, guys. My hand's gonna dig from her neck, between her neck and her shoulder, through to her armpit. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the anaconda. My bad.
Backwards darce.
Yeah, it really is. The guys do the same thing. They're head and arm chokes. Okay, we talked about the head and arm choke from passing last week. I think it was last week. Where we got in deep to the bringing the head and the arm together. Okay, using my arm on one side and their shoulder on the other to create pressure on the carotid arteries. It's exactly the same here. It's just a different angle. Okay, one thing you'll come to realize is that there are only a couple of moves in jiu-jitsu. And you know, some people break it down even more. There's like you do two things in jiu-jitsu. You take away space or you create space. Okay? Right now what we're looking to do is take away space from her neck. Okay? So I dig my arm deep to her armpit. Okay? As deep as I can get it on this first grip. And I can always adjust this later, but it's super important I get deep. I can cup her shoulder. Okay, sometimes I get both arms in here. Because like if she's smart, she knows what's up. She's gonna dig your elbow wide. Bring your shoulders as wide as possible. Pull her head away from her shoulder. Get wide, wide, wide. Okay? And usually if that happens, I'm gonna have to, you know, either abandon this move to adjust it, or I'm gonna take my hands on her arm here. You can get a gable grip and just rip it inward. Okay? I wanna pull her arm in. Everything taking away all that space she created. Okay? I'm gonna dig my arm through deeper. Wiggle, wiggle. I'm gonna shake someone's hand. Okay? From here, my arm that's on the top here is gonna shoot through to my bicep and fold as high as I can on her back, okay? Right here. So right here, this should already be kind of tight, right? Yeah, it is, good. So I'm gonna start driving into her hips. Okay, that alone is not gonna do it. I'm gonna roll, okay? This is our gator roll. Okay, I'm gonna tuck my head down to the side. It's not important for the technique, but if I leave my head on her back, when we roll, she's gonna roll on top of my head, okay, which is not comfortable. It's not a big deal. Turn with me. Okay? So I took my head to the side, and when I roll, I go underneath her, not, or I can pass her around her, okay, or she passes around me. We finish right here. Okay, so, common misconception, the way I was just taught this, was that I walk my feet in, I have to get hip to hip. I have to get like my hips in, my hooker leg, all this stuff to finish. If you have a good tight position where our arm is in tight here, okay, I don't need that. Okay, I can just think about flexing my arms, pull my elbows into my belly button. Right there, give her a second. You good?
Kinda, yeah, I'm alive.
Okay.
I'm not dead yet.
If she flares her elbow wide, right? She's like trying to spread this out. That's good, right? For her. Square arm wide. Right? Yeah. I'm trying to squeeze now. It's really hard. Okay? So I take my top leg and just pull her elbow down. Use my knee to push your elbow in and flex it. Okay? Basic anaconda. Okay? So we do more talking before I get to the choking in. The opposite movement now. So, on the anaconda, I went from the neck to the armpit. A armpit anaconda. Okay? From the other side, my other hand is going to dive through from the armpit to the dome. The dome darce. Okay? So, that's how I remember. My hands are near her head. It's a darce. My hands are near her armpit. It's an anaconda. Don't stress about the details, like the names too much. In the end, really, it's the same choke, pretty much. I do think the darce is slightly stronger, but then again, it just depends on what you're good at. Okay. And I also used to think that the darce and the anaconda were for long-armed people. I mean, that helps. It helps to get the grip, but I don't really think that matters too much. I've been finishing darces and anacondas a lot lately. Okay. It's just about practice. So my hand comes through. Once again, my free arm is here on her head, trying to push it inward. I want to collapse the space between her shoulder and her head. Boom. Right? So I dig my arm through as deep as I can. Okay? I usually will get my hands together here as an interstitial step. Okay? You can also go just gable grip, any style you like. You can go S grip, which I like less because my fingers are weak. Okay? You can also do a 3-finger grip. I know we've talked about this recently, but 2 fingers peace sign, thumb goes in the peace sign, and my hand grips. For me, that's the most comfortable one. I'm doing that a lot. Okay, right here. So guys, I want to break her down. So I'm going to kind of push with my shoulder, like checking her over with my shoulder, as I pull in with my forearm in the back of her head. Okay, go gentle when you're working with a partner. You don't need to like rip them around by their head and neck. Okay, I really prefer you don't. Okay, but I'm just gonna kind of push. If she wants to fight it, it's gonna hurt. But otherwise, she can just kind of collapse. Okay? I want to bring my legs as close to her legs as possible. Okay? By doing that, I make this more of a pure strangulation and less of a neck crank. The more I am parallel to her, the more it becomes a neck crank. Okay? Ultimately, a tap's a tap. I'll take whatever. But when I'm practicing, I want to do pure strangle. Move your side over. Okay? Because that's cleaner, okay? It's nicer for your partner. It's also, you know, if someone's tough, they'll take a neck crank, but they will, okay? If you're tough and you're getting a tight strangle, doesn't matter if you're tough or not, okay? You're gonna go out. So that's what the strangle is better. So my top arm cups the back of her head. I shoot my arm through deeper, like I'm gonna shake someone's hand. Go through to my figure 4 grip. If you have short arms, you can't get all the way here. Happens to me a lot. Go to your forearm. Okay, it's almost as good. Sometimes I actually like it better. Okay? Here, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull in my elbows to my belly button and get our darce. Okay? So guys, and if I'm finding that she's hand fighting super well, her hands are all over my hands, like I can't get any of these grips, I'm just gonna come around and threaten to take her back. Okay? So that's where the dilemma comes in for my partner. If she defends her neck, I can take her back. If she defends the back take, I have her neck. Okay? We have to learn how to pair those two together. We'll talk about the back take in detail next video. Alright guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you on the mats.